What's ripening YouTube? So I'm standing here in front of a clump of bamboo. This is the name of the bamboo is Hiros, and it's supposedly very similar to the old hamii, which is cold hardy, edible shoot, Chinese timber bamboo that grows really well here in Florida. This is either a new species that's very similar, or it's an improved selection of that species. It grows very well here. This is a young clump. I think it's like 2 years old, maybe 2.5. And I want to show you how I've been propagating it, because it propagates really easily, and that's also another great attribute of this particular bamboo. So let's check that out. All right, so I've already been propagating cuttings, and you can see that these make these really bulbous side branches. This is a younger culm, so it's only just now forming these as it comes up, and you can see where I've started to cut some of them off. Here's one right here that I cut off. And these older clumps like this, once the cane is spread out, you'll start to notice little roots forming underneath, and that's how you know it's okay to cut these off. And so I'm going to show you real quick how I do that, and you'll see. Here's another cut right here. There's one. All right, so this is another job for these pruners, or these loppers, by Dubois, made in Italy. This is called the narrow lopper, and again, I like this narrow beak because I can get in somewhere and make my cut without having to wrap all the way around the back of it with like one of those hook-shaped type of loppers. But with these, all I really do is come into the clump, look for a branch that I want to take as a cutting. This would be a good example. I'll just prune off some of these little side branches so I can see. And then I like to do, on these you'll notice there's a flat end and there's a cutting side. I like to put in the cutting side on the bottom, reach in there and just clamp down and cut. And then you'll see the cut's pretty clean. And if I peel this away, usually there's at least a couple of roots starting to form. I've already harvested most of the really good ones, but this is where the roots will start to emerge. And then all I have to do after that is cut the top off, and then I'll show you what's next. All right, so this is kind of my propagation area underneath the shade of this tree here. And the next thing I do with these, you can see the ones that I cut earlier today. So a lot of these have more roots than the one that I just did, because these were more prime and I cut them earlier. But all I do is take these and I'm just soaking them in water for a few hours, probably overnight, before I pot them up. Just using this composted wood chips. There's nothing special. Really, it just needs to be something wet that's gonna help it root. I'm gonna have these in little 1-gallon pots to root out. And then once they get established, I'll either fertilize them and leave them in 1 gallons, or I'll pot them up into something bigger with some more nutritious mix. But let me show you what they look like a few months later, or a few weeks later actually. So after I pot those up into 1-gallon pots, they'll sit in the shade for a few weeks to up to a couple of months. Here's the ones from the last batch that I did that have not sprouted yet. So these ones have not pushed new growth, so I don't know if those are successful cuttings. I'll show you the ones that were successful. You can see what they do. The last batch of these that I did was just about a month ago, and you can see that they're fleshing out pretty significantly. Every node's got new growth on it, and that's what you want when you take a cutting. You want as many new nodes. See, this one's starting to sprout now. You want as much leaf matter as you can get, because the leaf matter is how it's going to gather and store energy and put that energy back down into the root system so it can form a new shoot. So I've done this a couple different ways. This is actually a cutting of a cane, and I didn't remove the branch from the cane. And then I've got a bunch that are just the cuttings like I showed you earlier. And then they both seem to work. And so this is, what is that, 3 times 10, 31 in here out of about 40 that I did. So pretty good ratio of success, probably 75% or so. And anyway, that's another bamboo in the nursery. If you guys are interested in bamboo or bananas or pineapples, That's kind of like what's dominating my nursery right now, because I am kind of restarting it. I don't have a bunch of rootstock to graft trees right now, but we're getting there. We still have quite a bit of bamboo. Some of this has already been purchased, and it's just waiting to go out on the job sites. Some of it's available for sale. A lot of these bananas are still available, and we're always propagating more. So if you guys are interested in purchasing plants, check me out, peaceriverorganics.com. You can send me a message and set up a time to come shop here, or you can come on one of our days when we're actually open. Generally, that's going to be Sunday afternoons and Wednesday evenings for now. As this video becomes older on the YouTube channel, those dates may not apply, so best to check in before you drive from out of town or something like that. Just try to get in touch with me through my Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, or my website. Check me out, and hopefully you got something out of this. You can propagate your own bamboo, or you can come buy some from me and start your own grove, and we'll see you next time.